I needed the perfect flowy veil for this dress, and it was really easy and affordable to make. Let me show you step by step what I did. So I needed a safety pin, a needle, invisible thread, a hair comb, scissors, and tulle, and I also needed a ruler and a marker as well. I started by laying my tulle out flat and then folding it in half, hamburger style. And then again, hot dog style. Then I measured the width of the hot dog fold from the shortest layer of tulle to the fold. So for me, it was about 50 centimeters. Then I pivoted the ruler so it would be along the folded side, and I measured from the bottom raw edges up the fold that same measurement, so 50 centimeters, and I put a pin there to mark its place. Starting at the pin, I'm making a 90-degree angle from the fold to the raw edges and marking my measurement away. Then I'm pivoting the ruler, always coming back to that pin mark so it's always the measurement, and making another mark. I will do this all the way around until I'm left with a very neat quarter circle. Then I'm cutting the tulle, following the marks that I made, but making sure to cut off the marker. And when I get to that last point, I just continue cutting straight all the way up to get a nice clean edge. And I didn't get rid of my scraps yet because I will need them again later. Then I am removing the pin and opening up the hot dog fold so that I can start to play around with how the burger is folded. This will create the tiered effect. For me, a good tier was about 40 centimeters, but it'll depend on what you decide to do. Then I grabbed the center of the burger fold and held it up to my head to see if it was cascading the way that I liked. And yes, I think this will look really nice with my dress. So I laid it flat again, keeping the tiers the same, found the center, marked it with a pin, and then folded it up so it would be ready to use later. Now I'm taking the scrap tool and cutting out a piece about double the height of the bridal comb and just a little bit wider. Threading my needle now with the invisible thread, it's a little bit finicky, so I found it easiest to secure the thread to the tool first before moving on to the next step. With the needle and thread attached, I'm folding the bottom up to the middle and then the top down to the middle and then a nice hot dog fold, then running a row of running stitches all the way through. Then I'm doing another hot dog fold and putting a row of running stitches through that as well. Then I fastened it off and put it aside for later. Next, grabbing the comb, teeth facing away, curve pointing up, and securing the thread to the comb before trying to sew. Then taking the main part of the veil and lining up that pin with the middle of the comb before I start stitching it down. I stitched all the way across but did not fasten off. It's easiest just to leave your thread attached for the next step. We're going to take our tulle sausage from earlier, lay it across that metal bar, and fold one edge over the back and stitch that down, and then all the way across. When you get to the other side, fold in the other side and continue stitching. Make sure all the little ends are tucked in nice and neat, and then you can fasten off and trim your threads. Before I show you how to place this in your hair, I do want to say how much this cost me to make because I mentioned in the beginning that it was affordable. So, the 1 meter of tulle cost me $3.80, the thread cost me $1.77, the comb cost me $3.99, which I could have found cheaper, but I wanted this one to arrive faster, so this in total cost me a whopping $9.56. To put it in my hair, I have the teeth pointing down and the curve curving towards my head. Are you ready to see it in all of its elegance? This is actually not the final look. I'm going to attempt to transform this dress into a wedding dress that perfectly embodies Lizzie Bennet, but I only have one chance to not completely ruin it, so that will be coming up next time. Or if you're watching in the future, you can see for yourself right now.